to the track. I said, I bet you never seen Jeff Gordon, Dale Earnhardt, or guys like that. There's faster cars and bigger stars, girls and high bank curves. He just smiled at me and never said a word. I told him about their nerves of steel and cars that almost fly. You won't believe the skill in the way that these guys drive. I said, there's more fans in the stands. And then I realized he just sat there listening with a twinkle in his eyes. I said, these are the days when they race for their pride, swapping paint in the turn and coming out 3 wide, racing for the win and never looking back. These are the days at the track. That's when my dad said to me, hold on 1 minute, son. Let me tell you how it was back when I was young. There was Ned Jarrett, Buddy Baker, and the Alabama gang. I just sat and listened as he rattled off those names. He told me how the drivers worked on their own cars. They had a pit crew of friends and family, but they worked just as hard. No walls to hit, just men of grit. No sponsor, but a lot of heart. I remember how it was when racing got its start. He said those were the days when they raced for their pride, swapping paint in the turns, coming out 3 wide, racing for the win and never looking back. Those were the days at the track. When they race for their pride, swapping paint in the turns, coming out 3 wide, racing for the win, oh, never looking back. These are the days, those were the days. Now me and Dad spend our days at the track.
Kind of hard to spot on these little guys, but starting up front in car 97, Kelly Martin. Well, he pulls over just as I say that. Jack Humphrey in the 49. Then we have the number 9 of Richard Ferreira. We have the 28 of Rick Rushton. 57, Rob Lathrop. Then next up, it's the number 10 of Bob Johnson, the number 22 of Jim Klopp, the number 92 of track record holder Joey Zampa, the number 72 of Don Kraut, the number 6 of QuickTime this evening, Pete Curran. Rounds out your field. See if I missed anyone. Looks like they're all ready to go with the exception of Kelly Martin in the 97. Talking to Jumping Jack Houston, who heads the Legends of the Pacific out of Modesto, does a fine job in this great racing series. If you're interested in Legends of the Pacific, talk to Jack. He's the man. He's walking down the front stretch now. He does a great job of running this program. Once again, we get set to go. It's Martin in the 97, the 49 of Humphreys, the number 9 of Ferreira, the 22 of Rushton, the 57 of Lathrop, the 10 of Johnson, the 22 of Klopp, the 92 of Zampa, the 6 of Curran, and the 72 of Don Kraut. We get set for 8 laps in the Legends of the Pacific. Martin with a nice start in the 97, leads into turn 1, being accompanied by Humphreys in the 49. As Rick Rushton moves up in the 22, the number 9 of Ferreira hanging up front as well. Whoa, looks like we have problems already, and we do. We have a spin. That'll bring out a yellow. Offbeat first lap here. Whoa, lots of damage to the 49 of Jack Humphrey, as he's going to drag that right reel with some broken suspension parts into the pit area. We have a car up against the wall. It's the number 97 of Kelly Martin. So let's just start that one all over again here in a minute. And we'll see. It looks like it is a red-yellow. And we're going 10 laps now, I'm being told. So it looks like we'll do all 10 in just a moment. Kelly Martin out of the car is okay in the 97. Nice thing about Legends, you can basically carry them off the track, as you'll see his pit crew do in just a moment here, and we'll get set to go racing in just a moment. Pontiac Grand Prix pace car will pull off the track, so it's 9 Ferreira up in front, then Russian in the 22, the 57 of Lathrop, the number 10 of Johnson, 22 driven this evening by Jim Klopp, the number 92 of Zampa, the 6 of Curran, and then the 72. It's Rick Rushton with a nice jump out in front. Rushton in the 28, the leader now. Ferreira in the 9 running second. 57 Lathrop being challenged by Bob Johnson in the 10. Zampa on the move in the 92 as there's complete. Rushton your leader. Ferreira running second. Johnson now trying to take looks like he has it. Zampa on the move as well. Second lap for Rushton. Ferreira in the 9 being challenged on the high group by Bob Johnson in his 10. Johnson unable to make the pass out of Steamboat. A good head of Steamboat into turn number 3, a little higher group in the 9 of Ferrara. Rushton continuing to lead, but Ferrara drifts up and prevents Johnston from the pass on lap number 3. Good driving as Lathrop and Zampa battling for fourth. Zampa now enjoys that position. Lathrop wants it. Curran in quick time in the 6th car, currently running in 6th place. Lap 4 goes to Rushton and Johnson. Now a tad ahead of Ferrara. Zampa running in 4th place behind Ferrara, and then 57 of Lathrop, your top 5. Curran unable to get out of the 6th place in the 6th car. Now 5 laps to the woods, halfway through. Rushton continuing to increase his lead to about a 10 legend car lead. Speaking of 10, it's number 10. Johnson in 2nd place with number 9 Ferreira battling Zampa in the 92. Ferreira Rushton, Johnston, still Ferreira. Zampa coming hard as he gets around 57 of Lathrop by about a half a car length. Now he increases that down the back stretch. Lathrop running 5th and a hard charge in the turn 3 by Zampa in the 92. May get him by Ferreira. It does. So Zampa now up to 3rd place with about less than 3 laps left, and we have problems in turn number 1 and 2 with the 57 of Lathrop and the 9 of Ferreira. Ferreira back underway. We may be able to stay green. We do. It's Rushton, Johnson, Zampa. Now Klopp in the 22 up to 4th place. Looks like the 9 car of Ferrara clear in turns 1 and 2. This will be the white flag for Rushton. Zampa racing Johnston for second. He crossed the start-finish line in second, but now Johnston takes the position back out of turn number 2. Klopp still running a strong fourth. Curran running well back in fifth, but alone for the moment. Checkered flag out of turn 4. It's going to be Rushton, Zampa, Johnson, and Klopp, with Curran finishing fifth. So Rick Rushton with a nice lead, able to keep it. Zampa moving up through the field in second place. Bob Johnson hanging on to third, and Jim Klopp finishing fourth. It's the first of 2 for the Legends of the Pacific. Acura Buick of Stockton, driven by Nate Stoller this evening, collects the field, which consists of the 00 of Barney LaRue, number 37, Brian Gibson, and number 58 this evening, driven by Rick Andrews. And Gary Hockman drives the 4D. We have the 09 of Doug Rocha, number 40, Mark Bailey, Randy Reducal, the Wizard, and number 8. We have number 7, Tom Maloney, number 35 this evening, Desiree Robinson, and the 01 of Bumper LaRue, as we get set to go for the second and final qualifying race for the Legends of the Pacific. LaRue, your leader in the 00. 58 moving up quickly. In second place is Rick Andrews. Doug Rocha, the 09, hanging on to third. Then we have the 37. Also in the 40 car. As we've completed 1 of 10 laps down the back stretch. It's the 00 being challenged now by the 09 of Rocha. The 58. Number 40, Mark Bailey challenging as 40 who's in the first place. Randy Reducal on the move as well. Up alongside the 58 of Andrews up front. Still a run outside left of the 09. The 00 hanging on to second, but being challenged by Mark Bailey, Randy Reducal. 58. Rick Andrews is front as well. The Hockman, the grandpa moving up quickly in the orange 4D. Rocha now with a great lead as Randy Reducal in the 8 car battling for second. He has some contact with the 40 of Bailey, who executes a nice spin. Both cars slow tremendously, however, and Hockman will be now in second place officially. And Brian Gibson running third as the other guy comes out. Slow things down. We got problems with the Bailey car. The Reducal car heading for the pit as well. So 5 laps in the books unofficially. And it looks like Bailey out of the car and doing some quick body work on the 40 car as Randy Reducal into the pits already. So action quick in the Legends as we have 5 in the books. Gibson in the 37, double zero. 7 laps in the books. The 35, Desiree Robinson with the off-track excursion. And we are now less than 2 laps from the finish. Rocha being challenged by Hockman. Both being chased by Gibson and Barney Looks like clear Sammy to Rocha. Bill Hoffman with the last car. Sammy's going to Rocha. Hoffman, Gibson, Barney LaRue with the double zero. And here's number 7 up in the fifth place of Tom Maloney. All unofficial, of course. Your winner in car 09, Doug Rocha, finishing second in the 4D, Gary Hoffman. Brian Gibson in the 37, finishing third. And Barney LaRue in the double zero, finishing fourth. Lots of horsepower, not a lot of weight. They're the legends of the Pacific. Very exciting cars to drive as they get set to go. This is their third visit in 1999 here at Stockton 99 Speedway. It's Zampa, Curran, Bailey, Reducal out of turn number 4 on the power, looking for green, and we're racing. Joey Zampa, half a car length lead at the start-finish line. Curran in the outside groove out of turn 2, hanging on to second. Reducal already on the move in the number 8 machine as the 40 at Mark Bailey holding his own, however. Status quo out of turn 4. It's Zampa, Curran, now Reducal overtaking Bailey in the third. Reducal sets his eye on Curran. Can't make it stick with an outside-inside pass attempt, but down the back stretch, Zampa continuing to lead. Curran charging in the 6. Reducal in the 8 car running third, then Bailey, 2 laps in the books, halfway in the 4 laps. And Joey Zampa, very smooth now, being challenged by a very quick Pete Curran. And Pete Curran hard into the low groove in turn 3, Zampa in the high groove. Out of turn 4, Reducal on the throttle heavily, and the number 8 car locks up the brakes right behind Pete Curran. Zampa sees the white flag, checkers in the hand of John Moreland, and Zampa with a fine bit of driving has Curran hanging on by a dear life for second, Reducal charging hard, and it's going to be Zampa, Curran, Reducal, and Bailey. All right, moving to back of tonight's field for the Legends of the Pacific, starting in car number 72, sponsored by International Discount Golf out of Modesto, Don Kraut. Moving up to the 01 part of the LaRue Racing Team, both sponsored by B&B Racing, Coastland Engineering, Duncan Pumps and Tanks. Also Morris Welding out of Pope Valley from Napa in car 01, Bumper LaRue. In the number 35, Legends of the Pacific, out of Pine Grove, California, sponsored by Napa Auto Parts, Sears Jackson. She brings her own fan club, car 35, Desiree Robinson. Your quick time this evening, sponsored by Eddie's Dixonville Cyclery from Redberg City, California, and Roseburg, Oregon, in car 6, Pete Curran. And a man who has won 6 out of the last 7 races here, 12 or 13 total. It's hard to count. He drives car number 8, sponsored by True Value Hardware and Reducal Performance Motorsports from Oakdale, Randy Reducal. Your track record holder and winner of tonight's Trophy Dash in car 92, sponsored by Valley Fabrication of Napa, from Napa, Joey Zampa. In car 22, sponsored by Anchor Printing Signs of Tahoe and Spam Racing from South Lake Tahoe, in 22F, Jim Klopp. In car 40, out of San Lorenzo, sponsored by Anion & Johnson Construction, Shamrock Realtors, Western State Tires and Supplies from Hayward. In car 40, Mark Bailey. In the 1-0, out of Hollister, sponsored by San Benito Tire and Autoline Collision, car 10, Bob Johnson. The 09 next up on the field, sponsored by Rocha Transportation, Valley Enterprises, Holman Craftsman, Rocha Trucks and Auto Painting of Oakdale, from Waterford, California, in car 09, Doug Rocha. The next driver in car 57, out of San Jose, sponsored by Lathrop Engineering, Rob Lathrop. In car number 7, sponsored by Maloney Racing and Vinyl Lettering, Pasdale Chiropractic, K&N Fitters, and Fred Riches Tees and Mugs, Spam Racing as well from Ridgecrest, Tom Maloney. In the number 28, sponsored by Jackie's Texaco and Central Valley Properties of Ceres, Jacobson and Beck Welding of Houston, from Ceres, in car 28, tonight it's Rick Rushton. In car number 58, out of Santa Clara, sponsored by Action Transmission, Arnie Signs of Santa Clara, and the Quarter Note Bar and Grill, 58, Rick Andrews. And straight up number 9 this evening, out of Hollister, sponsored by San Benito Tire and Autoline Collision, Richard Ferreira. In car 37, out of Pine Grove, sponsored by Small Eyes Arctic Cat Snowmobiles, 37, Brian Gibson. And starting up front tonight, the second half of the LaRue Racing program in the 00, sponsored by B&B Racing, Coastland Engineering, and Duncan Pumps, and Scott Tanks, and Morris Welding, from Napa, Barney LaRue. Your field for tonight's Legend of the Pacific 30-lap main event. LaRue down the backstretch, accompanied by the 37 car, driven by Brian Gibson, very slowly into turn 3. Doesn't take long for these 1200 cc motors to wind up quickly, and they're going to exit turn 4. They've got a green flag, and we're underway. Oh, and problems already for Mark Bailey. Mark Bailey basically backed into the pit entrance in turn 1. Up front, it's LaRue as Bailey gets back underway. We're going to have a restart, it looks like, so we're showing the restart flag. Lots of bumping and grinding down the front stretch as they begin to get set for a restart. Down the back stretch, it's LaRue, Gibson, number 9 of Ferreira, the 58 of Andrews, the 28 of Rushton, the 7 of Maloney, the 57 of Lathrop, and the 09 of Rocha set to go. Green flag flies. Good clean start into turn 1. Barney LaRue, your leader, followed by Ferreira in the 9, the 37 of Gibson, Rushton in the 28, and then the 58 of Rick Andrews, actually. Rushton on the move now up to third place as he gets around Gibson. Johnson in the 10 car trying to do the same, but currently running 5th. Rushton now up to challenge the 9 of Richard Ferrara as Barney LaRue in the 00, your leader after 2 laps. Lots of triple or side-by-side, 3 abreast racing through turns 1 and 2 as the field begins to sort out. Bob Johnson in the 10 car, very loose. In fact, he's going to spin in turn 4 right in front of a whole group of cars. And they all managed to get around Bob as his 10 car at rest at the moment in turn number 4. Up front, it's still Barney LaRue, your leader. So Rick Rushton at the yellow, well, we'll see. We'll sort them out to see who's in first now, but yellow flag is out. 3 laps in the books. I'll get you official order as soon as possible. Single file restart up front. Rushton in the 28, 00 LaRue running 2nd. Ferrara in the 9 running 3rd. Lathrop in the 57 running 4th. Gibson in the 37, your top 5. Reducal already up to 7th position with 27 laps remaining. Green flag flies. We're underway once again. Rick Rushton out to a big lead in the 28 car. Barney LaRue hanging on to 2nd as Rob Lathrop now in 3rd place. But once again, Richard Ferrara in the 9 car with the spin. Looks like he'll keep going. It will stay green. Reducal now up to 4th place and definitely on the move. Keep your eye on the 8 car as we have 5 laps in the book. Randy Reducal now up to 3rd place as he gets around the 00 of Barney LaRue. Next he sets his sights on Rob Lathrop in the 57 and your leader Rick Rushton in the 28 as we've completed 6 laps of the 30-lap main event. Randy Reducal now sets his sights on Rob Lathrop. Rushton still your leader, but both Reducal and Lathrop closing in. Randy Reducal now in 2nd place as now he attempts to chase down the 28 of Rick Rushton. Into 3 out of 4. Rushton your leader, but Reducal coming hard. Up alongside Randy Reducal. Rushton closes the door into turn 1. Out of turn 2, Rushton continues to lead, but Reducal on the charge as the 35 of Desiree Robinson slows down the backstretch. Randy Reducal looks slow. Out of turn 2, up alongside Rushton. Wheel to wheel into 3, out of 4. And it's going to be Reducal, your leader, on lap number 12. Rushton hanging on for 2nd. As Lathrop in the 57 is in 3rd place. Joey Zampa in the 92 moving up into 4th as he gets around Doug Rocha in the 09. But now Randy Reducal, where he's most comfortable, your leader, as we have 17 laps remaining. Joey Zampa, your track record holder and trophy dash mover, on the move as well. 3 wide going into turn 1, and something had to give. A quick spin for Zampa, Lathrop, and Rushton, I believe, all involved as Randy Reducal took over the lead on about lap number 11. We had 3 abreast going into turn number 1, all of which took up about 10 feet of 15 feet of track at the most, and something had to give, and it, well, quite frankly, it did. So Joey Zampa still underway. Rob Lathrop not so fortunate as we've completed 14 laps unofficially. Your leader, Randy Reduco. Field begins to close for a restart. Up front is Reduco, followed by Rocha in the 09 Bailey in the 40, the 22 o'clock, and the 6 of Curran. As we head for a restart on lap number 14, we're back underway. And Reduco quickly out to a sizable lead down the backstretch. Quarter of the straightaway lead over second place Rocha, who is trailed very closely by third place Bailey. We have a spin on the main stretch. It's Brian Gibson, but it looks like he's ready to keep the 37 car underway and on track. Reduco, the leaders, now coming around for their 16th lap. Rocha still second, Bailey third. The field begins to spring out. Reduco, 10-car length lead over second place Rocha. Rocha, 4-car length lead over third place Bailey, who enjoys a 4-car length lead over fourth place Klopp. Curran trailing Klopp in the 5th position. As we are on the short side of this race with 17 laps in the books. Pete Curran and, well, Johnson in the number 10, as well as the 22 of Klopp. The only battle, well, even that's not a battle anymore, as Klopp in the 22 begins to strengthen his fourth place position over fifth place Curran. Reduco comes by for the 20th time. Desiree Robinson in 35 goes up in the high group to let the leaders go by. Reduco has passed Robinson. Now Rocha in the 09. Coming up quickly, as is the 40 of Bailey. Both get safely by Robinson. And looks like Mark Bailey giving Doug Rocha a run for his money. Good race for second place actually, between the 40 of Bailey and the 09 of Rocha. Reduco enjoying a half a straightaway lead as we are coming around for the completion of lap 22. Rocha now fighting for his life in terms of position number 2 between he and the number 40 of Mark Bailey. Bailey continuing to trail in third place to second place Rocha, but very good racing now with less than 7 laps remaining. Leader Reduco enjoying a quarter straightaway lead. Rocha and Bailey a great battle for second, and Rocha currently owns. Then Curran now feeling heat in his fourth place position from fifth place Klopp in the 22 and the 10 of Bob Johnson. Tom Maloney in the 7, moving up with the group as well. Randy Reduco, 26 laps now in the books as he gets around Bumper LaRue in the 01, and then the 72. 72 is driven by Don Sharp. Less than 3 laps remaining for your leader. Reduco continuing to charge as he gets around a former leader in this race, the 00 of Bumper LaRue. Less than 3 laps left. Rocha still battling with Bailey, although Rocha's still holding on to second place. White flag for Reduco, who can basically cruise to a victory without having to pass Rushton and Ferreira, who are in front of him. Looks like he'll do just that. He's into turn 3. He's out of turn 4. Reduco will win again. And it looks like Rocha holds off the 40 of Bailey, and Curran manages to finish fourth. So An amazing 7 out of the last 8 times. His 13th victory. The man that absolutely dominates here at 99 in car number 8. Your winner, Randy Reduco.